Welcome. Welcome to Positivecation Wreaths and more because we do more than wreaths, but today we're doing a wreath. My name is Christy.
And I'm Greg.
Also known as Charlie Brown. And today we're going to make a custom wreath that I need to get finished so it can go out tomorrow. It's going to be a spring/summertime. It's going to have ribbon on it. I am using one of these like floral boards. Now, this is not a Unique in the Creek board. It did come, this board came from the Dollar Tree. I ordered it through our affiliate link that's at the top of our page. You get, in the case, you get half of the small and half of the little bit bigger. This is a smaller wreath. The, whatever, floral boards. And I'm going to use a smaller one today. I'm going to use ribbon, mesh, and some florals for spring, summer. I already made a garland, and now I'm making a wreath that matches. All right, I have burnt all of my mesh. It is burnt at 10 inches. And we are going to do like the flower petals. As soon as Charlie Brown gets done, I'll have him put in the number for this mesh. It did come from Craft Outlet. I do have most of my ribbon over here, and I will have him put those numbers in as well for the ribbons. I hope everyone's doing well. We've been a little busy, and last weekend, of course, we was out of town. And we couldn't do lives. We couldn't go live inside of the place where we was at. They do have a working actual prison behind where we was at. And these are burnt at 10 inches. And anyhow, we had to be careful with what pictures we took and where we went inside of the old prison that was haunted. And they said since they've been remodeling it, a lot of activity has started up. So we just had to be very cautious about what we did and where we went. So we couldn't do a live from in there, but it is actually haunted. We are home this weekend. Yay. I needed to rest. So how is everyone else doing? There's that. Okay. So I'm going to put on here, this is on the second row, this piece is, and we'll finish that in a minute. But I'm going to finish this bottom row, and we're going to go do the outer edge, and we're going to do 2 pieces of mesh with the flower petals. It's going to be ribbon, ribbon, floral, ribbon, ribbon, floral. So that way we get the ribbons and the florals in there. I'm not going to do ribbon and floral in each tie. It's just going to be 2 ribbons and then a floral. That's going to be the pattern. So, has anybody done anything special?
Hi, Laura. She says, hi, guys. How are you
Laura.
guys doing?
We are good.
And hi, Roxana. She says, hello, guys.
Hi, Roxana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are doing great. We're actually a little still tired, but hey, we got this. How is everyone else doing today? Okay, that moved the whole picture.
Huh?
I seen it on the phone. It slid the picture over.
Yeah, because when I clicked that chat overlay, it brought it up over here. So it minimized this, but then it brought it back.
Yeah, I seen it on the phone. All right, so we just put a floral in. So now we're going to do ribbon. So, Laura, did you find a lot of good deals at the yard sales? And the ribbon is cut at 12 inches. And all the mesh I burned at 10 inches.
Laura said, doing good. Tired from going out to yard sales Friday and Saturday. We went to 50 of them.
Wow. That's awesome.
And when I had Christy with me and we was traveling, I passed several of them up.
It won't stop.
You just want me to put what in?
The mesh.
This?
Yeah. When you get done with that, I'll hand you the ribbon. I do have the numbers for the ribbon. All of it, all of the supplies you can get at Craft Outlet. The only thing I did not get from Craft Outlet was this ribbon here. And it has the, you want to show that up close. It has them little flowers and daisies and stuff on them. I got that at one of our craft stores locally. It came from Old Time Pottery. That's the only one that did not come, from Craft Outlet. But I'm sure that if you look on Craft Outlet, you will find something similar to that. If this is something you want to make for yourself or make to sell or whatever. Yeah, that's a lot of yard selling. Okay, we did a live the other day, just random live, because we were laughing and giggling in the car. And I don't know if y'all heard where I stumped Google. Did y'all hear that? I was shocked that I stumped Google. It was just a quick live. We just jumped on real quick. We were on our way to Menards to exchange light bulbs for my new lights out front. And I jumped on real quick because Charlie Brown was being silly again. So I jumped on. But if he's
I'm never silly.
You're always silly. I don't know why it did that.
I don't know.
Just use the phone and type it in. Technology, I'm telling you. When we was on our way, we went to Northern Ohio last weekend, close to Michigan. And the day we leave, they was getting snow mixed with rain. I was like, y'all need to keep that hot mess up there. But anyhow, I was like, we got to get out of here. They're getting snow and rain. So we left, but we had to come back anyways. Charlie Brown had to go back to work. On our way up there, we passed by a house. It was all white. I don't know if y'all seen that little short video I made the other day. The house was all white and the door was pink. And I don't know if you guys know this, but it's more so popular in the South than what it is up north, up here. When someone pays off their house, they paint their door red. That's a sign that their house is paid off. When the door is blue, it means something else. I can't remember. But anyhow,
Damn it.
We seen where
It landed in that.
Oh, it's fine. We've passed by a white house with a pink door. And I didn't know what the pink door meant. So I Googled it. Here's for this ribbon. I'm going to hand you some of the ribbon. You can put them in a little at a time. Is it still acting up?
No, something popped up.
Oh.
Laura said, yes, we found a lot of good stuff.
Awesome.
And Roxanne said, hi, I am resting while watching you create something beautiful.
Aww.
If I missed any comments, I apologize because they're not all showing up on the computer. I don't know why. So I used Christy's phone and I had to go out and come back in and
yeah,
it may miss some. I apologize.
Yeah, if we miss your comment, just keep asking it until we finally answer it. It just means that we didn't see it. The computer's going crazy. I don't know why. Here's all the rest of the ribbon. Yes, rest. Rest is good. But anyhow, I did ask Google what a pink door means on a house. And we were in town and we were stopped and we were eating. So I knew I had reception on my phone. And it wasn't out in the middle of the country. And I kept waiting and waiting. And finally, I just shut the phone off, never thought more about it. We ate. We sat and talked for a while. Got back in the car. Took off driving. 45 minutes later, I finally got a response from Google. So I'm pretty sure they had to make up the answer. It said, let me see if I get this right. What did it say about the pink door?
Something about hopeless romantic.
Yeah, means you're a hopeless romantic. I took the stems and I rolled these up. Hold on, I'll show you on this next one. I rolled those stems up and I put a zip tie in them. And now with the zip ties on this floral board, I'm putting that where I zip tied them in there. This way you don't have to use no glue.
What do you call this ribbon?
Harlequin. Yeah. You threw me off my game. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't thinking. So what I done was I just made like a circle down here at the bottom, like a little loop. And then I put a zip tie through it to hold it. And now when I attach them to the board, I'm just sliding that zip tie right through that loop. And that's how they're being attached. And they're not going to fall off. They're not going anywhere. But that's what a pink door means. It means hopeless romantic. And then it said a bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I think Google just made that up because they took 45 minutes to answer my question. And I know we had reception on the phone the whole time because my phone, I kept hearing it dinging. Yeah. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing here. Let me slide this off for a minute. Set it there. This is a just 10-inch mesh, and I burned it 10 inches. It's 10 inches wide. And I take this top right corner, the bottom left corner, and I just overlap them. And then I put them right here in the center. And it makes it look like this. I know it's kind of hard to see with it being pink. I'm trying to see if maybe if I put it against my apron now. Anyhow, it looks like this. And then I just fold it in the center to where they're kind of even. And it almost looks like little bunny ears. But that's what you call your flower petal or stem, leaf petal. And then I just put them side by side. And now I'm putting them on the floral board. So they look like that. A lot of times people will, and that's fine too if you do it that way. They will stack them like so. I don't stack them. I just put them side by side. And then, yep. Oops. I just take my ribbon, fold it in half, find that middle. And then where that middle is, just kind of scrunchy it up there. Fold it down, fold it down. And then I just put it right there. Now all of that part will go inside the zip tie. hopefully y'all was able to see that and it makes sense. And anytime y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. And then I just spread out my tails once I get it in here. Like that. And it makes it look really nice and full, and they're all in layers and they're not like bunching up. Did you get all that ribbon put in?
All that?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah.
Because you told me once I get done with that, you'll get me another one. So I didn't know if this was all the ribbon or not.
All of that.
Is this called the same thing?
Yeah, it's Harlequin. It's just a different color. One is yellow and green, and the other one's pink and green. All right. So when we went to Northern Ohio for our little ghost hunt, we were in what it used to be the old hospital in the beginning. And I was standing by this door. The window was out of it. Later on, it stopped becoming the hospital, and it became the rec room, the recreational room. And anyhow, there was other doors in there, and they was like, and this is where they used to put, when somebody passed, they would put them in there, or if they did a surgery there in the hospital, they put them in that room to recover. This door, it was where they put all their supplies for the prison or for the hospital. Anyhow, I was standing by that door, and it was like it had a glass, but the glass was gone. And I was standing there by that door, and I kept getting drawn to that door. So I went over to the door, and I just kept standing there, and I had my little recorder I was holding. And I didn't say anything, but I was just like drawn to the door. Finally, a little while later, I was like, yeah, I'm not so sure now. And I started to walk away. Well, I think it was about 4 feet away from the door, and it slammed. It opened up and slammed. So everybody that was in our group, we were trying to debunk everything. And at the time, there was no wind. And they kept looking at the door like, sometimes it would slam, sometimes it wouldn't. I wasn't scared. But when I turned to walk away the first time and the door slammed, I definitely hightailed a few steps away from the door. It kind of scared me just a minute. And then, of course, we were out there where all the cells were, where all the old jail cells were. And when we were standing out there, there was nobody there with us, but you could hear the cells slamming shut. And you could actually hear people walking. And I was like, wow. Okay. So I just done 2 ribbons. So now we're going to put in another floral. It was neat. We never did make it over to the it's like a wax museum, and this church did it. They went through and they made like the Last Supper into a wax museum, to like a wax thing. And I was wanting to go over there. and do that because they had tours, but we never made it. By the time we got done, because we was at the prison until like, what was it, 2? I think we left at 2.
Something like that.
They told us we had to be out by 3, but I think we left at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was tired. My feet were killing me. So we left. And we went back to our room. Thank you, Lord Jesus. It wasn't that far away. It was what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes away?
Something like that.
Wasn't that far. I was glad. And my feet were swollen. But the next day we were going to get up early and we were going to go over to the Wax Museum. And we were going to go look at that Bible walk, but we never made it. We just decided to go ahead and go home. I said, we'll come back because I do want to go see that. So we never did make it there. I'll just put that one back on. That's all right. See how just a few of those florals, it just really makes it stand out with a ribbon. Isn't that gorgeous?
There's no comments coming through at all. If anybody's commenting.
If you guys are here, go ahead and comment because we're not seeing any comments at all. I don't know. It's been raining here. How about where you guys are at? It's been, when we got up this morning to go to church, we had to take like 6 different detours just to get to church because there was power lines and trees down. It was bad this morning. Did you go out and come back in?
Mm-hmm.
Are we still alive?
Yeah, it's showing we are.
Technical things. You gotta love it. And we will be making a big bow to put on this, and we're going to put that in the center of this wreath. Anything happened to you while we was there?
Yeah.
Tell them what's happened to you.
There was this one room. They said they didn't know what it was used for. It was up in the living quarters where the warden was and his family lived, and offices were below. And this room was on the 3rd floor. But when they started doing tours there and different things, for whatever reason, there was a chair placed in the center of the room. So the group we were in, when we did our walkthrough, the guy giving the tour said that there'd been people sat in that chair and things have happened to them and they've seen things. So when we were in our group up in that area to investigate, the guy leading the group said, does anybody want to sit in that chair? So I raised my hand and I said, yeah, I will. So we went in that room. I sat down in the chair. Everybody else stood around the wall. And I was facing the doorway. And I thought I kept seeing a shadow go back and forth across in front of the doorway. And I thought, okay, well, the camcord video I thought, well, the lights from that and then the darkness was playing tricks on my eyes. So I took my hand and covered up all the lights on there I could. And I thought, well, maybe just the darkness is playing tricks on my eyes now. Then the guy leading the group said he seen a shadow going across in front of the doorway. I thought, all right, well, maybe I'm not going crazy.
You still crazy, but anyhow.
But while I was sitting there in that chair, all of a sudden my whole neck just started getting real hot. So I spoke up and I said something about it. And it probably lasted maybe 10 minutes. And then my
Mhm.
neck started cooling down. But we couldn't figure out why my neck got so hot. Then after we finished our walk through that time, we went back to the area where we all, what they call base camp. And two other people that had sat in that chair too told me their necks got hot while I was sitting in that chair. So I thought that was pretty wild.
So you did have an experience.
Yeah. And I always felt like somebody was behind us while we was going around different places.
It seemed like somebody was following you.
Yeah.
Following you. Yeah, that's the way it felt.
And we always heard footsteps, but nobody was there.
Yep.
It was pretty neat. So now I'm going to try and set up one for later down close to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, so if you're down by Chattanooga, Tennessee, we may be coming to see you in your area. Come on. We had a lot of different things that was happening there, but yeah, if you're ever up in northern Ohio, I strongly suggest you go there. It's haunted. All right, we got one more piece to finish out the bottom.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany. Charlie Brown thought he had the night vision camera going.
I thought I was video recording. Yeah.
Yeah. Scoot over this way so they can see your face.
Well, I can see it.
Oh, and Garrett. Hi, Garrett.
Hi, Garrett.
We thought he had the recorder on, the night vision recorder on. He didn't. He turned the camera on, but he didn't turn the recorder on, so we didn't get anything on the recorder.
But I did take some pictures with my phone.
Yeah.
And with the digital camera.
We still got to upload those.
And one picture on the digital camera, just looking at the picture, it looks like it's orbs. But I told Christy when I was taking pictures in the flash from my phone and a digital camera, I could actually see dust flying around. So I'm thinking that's probably all it is, just dust.
Could be dust. We don't know
But
yet.
we got to upload it to the computer so we can see it better. And
yeah.
But if I would have had the video camera set up like it should be, I probably could have caught that shadow going by in front of that doorway.
I think he was just too excited.
Whatever.
I think he was.
I was excited to be there, but
Yeah.
I was staying open to everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, it was like when we was trying to get equipment ready, everybody else was ready, and they was like, "Let's go!" And I'm like, "Calm down, let's get our stuff ready." But they was excited, as well. We was too. Not that big of a deal.
I'd rather just go in and if you got it, they got a map of the building, just give us a map.
They did.
Say no. I'm saying instead of going on a walkthrough.
With
just
the
give
tour
us
guide.
a map and they can mark on that map hot
Yeah.
spot, hot spot, hot spot. And then just let us go. And then when we're done, come back and find out what the story is with it and see what we experienced correlates with what the stories are.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts.
There was a lot of people there that day. There was a lot of them. And the walkthrough took forever. I know that anytime he started to talk, if somebody else made a comment or something, he would just stop and stare. I was like, come on, my thing ain't going to hold up all night. And of course they didn't.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
You're not late.
Girl, you ain't late.
Our system's messed up and we're not getting all the comments. And
Yeah.
so we apologize.
Yeah.
But Sherry said, hi, guys. Sorry I'm late, but just got home.
Woohoo.
And that was just now. And Brittany said, we're planning on going back to Waverly. You can just up and walk yourself on the night tour. Yeah.
Yeah. We did a night investigation there, but we had to have 2 of the staff members there because there is a working prison right behind it. It's the newer prison. And they didn't go with us out there, but they had cameras up. And they were watching us in the cameras. They wasn't watching nothing. They was watching TV is what they was doing. But anyhow.
We were told that if they see any flashes from my camera or whatever toward the working prison, that they would come over and confiscate the camera, video camera, whatever we had.
They would confiscate all of our equipment and we wouldn't get it back because it is a working prison and everything had to be kept confidential. So that's why everything had to be kept confidential and we couldn't take pictures towards the working prison. But we could do it like inside the prison away from those windows. And every so often you would see like a big, huge light coming in the windows. I figured it was probably from the guards checking to make sure that we're not standing by the windows taking pictures of the new prison, the active working prison. It's like, I don't want no pictures. It's hard telling what you'd get. I'm just saying.
And we have to give a shout out to a lady named Chanel.
Yes, Miss Chanel.
She, the motel we stayed at while we was up there over the weekend, was she the manager?
She was, I don't know.
Yeah, she worked there.
She worked there.
We don't want to give her the wrong title or say anything wrong, but she was definitely very kind, helpful. She went above and beyond.
She did. She really did. And she was amazing.
Yes.
And we bonded over our love of coffee, where we like our coffee creamer with a splash of coffee. And I was telling her about one of the coffee creamers. That's my favorite that I've recently discovered. But I told her I can only have 1 cup in the mornings. And we were up there for 2 nights. And the first night we got there, we checked in and everything got to our room. I got up the next morning, still in my pajamas, didn't care, put a jacket on and went down to the lobby so somebody could get some breakfast, you know. And I was going to get me a cup of coffee, which I could have made a pot in the room. All they had was them little bitty tiny creamer cups. And I was like, oh, Lordy, I'm going to be here half the morning trying to fill this cup up. So I told him, I said, we're going to have to go find a Walmart or somewhere and get me some coffee creamer because this ain't going to work. You know, I just want a splash of coffee with my creamer. So anyhow, we got to talking with Chanel. And I asked her if she had ever tried that creamer. And she said no. So when we went to Walmart, I had picked up some more coffee creamer. And her and I was talking about the creamer, and I ended up leaving her with a big cup of creamer. And I said, all right, now in the morning I can have my coffee. So the next morning when we got up, we went down to get breakfast. And I fixed a cup of coffee and we went upstairs, got ready. We loaded the car and got ready to leave. And we got ready to leave. We seen Chanel working the front desk again. And I was like, hey, take this creamer. It didn't go ride in the car all the way home. So I gave her the creamer, what was left. And she really enjoyed the creamer, but she went above and beyond. She was very exceptionally nice. We absolutely think she did an amazing job as well. There was other workers there too that did, but we just really bonded with Chanel. So go ahead.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. You say so. So yeah, we want to give a shout out to Chanel. I told her she's gonna have to come join us sometime on our lives. So if y'all are ever up that way, go see Chanel. She'll take care of you. What else did we see? Oh, Charlie Brown went way, way through the country.
I didn't go way, way through the country.
Honey, when we're out in the middle of nowhere and the ditches are like a big.
Oh, they wasn't that bad. I got you there, didn't I?
You did. That's where we found that longhorn
Steer.
It was way out in the country. It was at a refuge.
Yep. Wildlife refuge.
Mm-hmm. We were going to stop by there, wasn't we? But we didn't.
He was looking up on maps, said, hey, there's a wildlife rescue here close by. We ought to stop at it. And I said, well, we got to get going up there so we're not late.
Yeah.
And then when we stopped to take a picture of the longhorn steer, Christy was looking at, we passed it. So we both decided probably where that longhorn steer was. That was a wildlife refuge there.
Yeah, it probably was.
So we did stop.
Just to take a picture. That was it. And on we went.
But we did see an old, what looked like a schoolhouse, 2-story schoolhouse. All the windows was boarded up. The doors were boarded up. But we thought, oh, man, if we could get in there.
Oh, yeah, on our way up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, where did we see that? Oh, yeah, I remember.
It was south of Richmond, Indiana.
Yeah. Then we were so exhausted on our way back. And I don't know if I told you guys, I had to go in and get my stimulator adjusted because I was in a lot of pain. So I went in and got my stimulator adjusted finally. And anyhow, I was kind of hurting after the long trip up there and the long trip back. And I told him, I said, we're going to have to stop more often because my back's killing me until I can get this stimulator adjusted. Anywho, I was in a lot of pain. So on the way home, we were exhausted because we had to get up early so we can get checked out and get going before they charge us for another day. And we got up early the next day and got ready and took off. I don't know, where was we even halfway home?
It depends on what you're talking about.
When you stopped?
McDonald's?
Yeah, and slept.
Yeah, we were past Richmond in Indiana.
Okay. We were past Richmond, Indiana. And we were headed south. And I was exhausted. He was exhausted. And we ended up pulling over at McDonald's parking lot. Went to sleep. Took a nap. Well, he took a nap. I was on the phone talking to the doctors, and I don't see how he could sleep while I was on the phone, but he did. And I told him, I said, I'll let you sleep for about a half hour or so, and then I'll wake you up. And he said, okay. So he fell asleep. I didn't think no more about it. I was on the phone, got all that scheduled to get in and get the stimulator adjusted. I said, it needs to be adjusted immediately. So anyhow, I made the appointment to go in and get that done. And I was like, well, maybe I'll lay down and take a nap. All of a sudden, he woke up and he goes, well, I'm ready to go. And I was like, you didn't sleep very long. He was ready and raring to go. So we left and took off. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need to go take a nap. So I laid down.
You told me I only let you sleep 10 minutes.
I said, just give me a 10-minute power nap and I'll be good. I'll be good. I just need a 10-minute nap. So I lay down in the front seat. I told him, my back's killing me. I got to rest. I got to go sleep. So I lay down, went to sleep. Half hour later, I woke up. I was starting to wake up, and then he ended up waking me up the rest of the way. So I woke up, and I was like, where are we at? And he's like, we're almost to I-65 south. And I was like, that's close by where we're at. So by the time I woke up a half hour later, we were pretty much almost back home. I was like, yes. All right, let's do pieces of mesh and then we're going to make a bow. But it was a good trip all in all.
Yeah.
And we still have flowers left. Woohoo. I'll pick up the wreath and show you guys what it looks like from the front, or what it'll look like when it's hanging. Are we still good on time? Even though we can't see
We're at
comments?
41:10.
Oh, we're doing good on time. Now this is the smaller one. Like I said, this wreath board, floral board, it is the smaller one. It doesn't take as much material to make, but it still makes a bold statement. Okay. Move these around. Show you. And we're going to make a bow, like I said, and we're going to put that in the center. See how nice and full that is? And you can still see the ribbon. You can see the flowers. You can see everything still. All right. Let's move this over there. Let's grab this. These. Not those.
You need these?
Yep. Thank you, dear. Trying to decide what I want to start with.
Sherry said pretty.
Oh, thank you. So did anybody do anything fun and exciting since we weren't live? I don't think I'm going to make big loops just because we have so much going on already. So maybe a 5-inch loop we'll start out with. That's usually what I go to is a 5-inch loop. If I don't want them really big. I don't know what's going on. That was the only thing exciting we did. Yes, there is numbers on this. Yes. They are uneven. That's why you'll see me measure. Okay, I'm done with that one. This is the yellow tulip, and then I got pink, tulip, and then I also got the gingham. That's all we're going to use in this bow. And all of this came from Craft Outlet. And 5 o'clock will be our normal time from now on because Charlie Brown his schedule changed and he now works on Mondays. He doesn't have Mondays off. He's now off only on Sundays. And we
I gotta go to bed early.
yeah, he's gonna go to bed early at 7 o'clock. So that's why this is going to be our new norm. I got a little basket right there. I'll put all the ribbon up when I'm done.
I thought you was throwing it in the trash.
No, even though the trash can's there. Sorry. No, it's dry. And I do believe we're going to take this one down to 4 inches. Normally, I would stair step it. If I'm going to use a lot of ribbon, I would stair step it a 1/2 inch. But I think I'm just going to take it straight down to the 4. Let me see here. I went live in our private group, and as soon as we got done, I went and laid down and took a nap. I went in there, sat in the chair, and we started watching a movie together, and I was like, he kept saying, "Are you asleep over there?" I'm like, no.
Just resting my eyes.
Just resting my eyes for a minute. I'm tired and worn out, people. I definitely stay busy, that's for sure. How many of them little slimy buggers did we see the other day?
5 or 6.
I think there was more than that. I think there were some of them you didn't see.
I don't know.
We've been transplanting flowers because I'm taking out some of the flower beds. I know. Where do you have time? I don't know. I think it's in between doing custom orders. But anyhow, I don't have a lot of this left, but we're going to use it. We were we were out back or out front tearing out one of our flower beds. And I was transplanting the flowers. And all of a sudden I turned around, looked up, and here they come marching. I was like, oh, no. I think they have a nest up in the attic. Those little salamander things where if their tail falls off, it grows back. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a nest up in the attic. And I know everybody keeps saying that they eat bugs. I think what it is the reason why they moved in. Our house is made out of cylinder block.
Mm-hmm.
It's made out of cylinder block. Yeah. And our floors are cement. If you rip up all the carpet, the padding and everything, and you strip it all the way down, you're going to come to cement. In the summertime, when it starts to get warm, we get a lot of those little, what's those slimy things? Slug bugs or slugs?
Salamanders?
No. What used to come out in the back when we first moved in?
Slugs?
Slugs. There's a lot of slugs. And I think that's what those little salamanders are after, is those little slugs, because I have not seen any more I haven't seen any in a long time, but they used to come out all the time on the back porch, and I have not seen them at all. So I think that's why the salamanders are around. That's what they're eating, is those little slimy bugs. Ugh.
Could be.
I dropped my wire. Okay. I'm going to explain, if I could talk. With this center being sunken in like it is, and I want to put the bow right there, I don't want the bow to be sunken in. So there it is. I need that
What's that?
mesh. Thank you, dear. I still got some mesh left.
Hi, Ricky.
There's
howdy,
my
precious friend.
How are you today? And how's Miss Glenda doing? I'm going to take this mesh. Let me see.
And you're going to do something with it.
I know, right? I don't know yet. Yeah, that should be good. Let's see here. Actually, I'm going to fold this. That way it doesn't fray. Or roll it. Yep.
Let me hold it.
Yeah, hold that so it doesn't come undone. I need about 5 more arms so I can get everything done. I need about 20 of me, but the problem is I couldn't stand being with me.
You can't stand me being with you.
Did I? You're bad. I never said that.
Hey, just got to give our viewers something to laugh about.
Okay, there we go.
Hi, Lori. Oh, she said, hey, Ricky.
Lori. Laura?
No.
Hey, Lori. Welcome.
And then Ricky said, we are doing good. And you guys?
Tired, but good. Doing really good.
And Lori said, hey.
We are, I think I took on too many projects at once. But that's all right. I'll get it. I'll get it done. Alrighty. So, like I started to tell you.
Hi, Shirley. Hi, Shauna.
Hi, Shauna. Hi, Shirley. See, now the comments are starting to come up.
Yeah, some of them, but Shauna and Shirley's didn't come up on there.
Oh, see, I don't know.
I don't know. Probably going to have to do whatever and shut it down and start it back up.
Yeah, shut it down and reboot it.
Sign out and sign back in.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's move this over. Let's grab a wreath. Sticking everything over there. Like I said, the center sinks in. And we don't want the center to sink in.
Well, that wire about to poke my eye out.
Come here, honey.
What are you trying to do?
Nothing, honey. So I'm going to take this piece of mesh that I rolled up. I don't even know how long it was. You've seen I just cut, didn't measure. I'm going to wrap this wire around that piece of mesh. And we're going to see if that's going to pop it up enough, that bow.
Lori said Facebook has been doing that to everyone.
They need to leave things alone and leave us crafters alone and just let us craft.
Let's just do your stuff, right?
Yes. We'll spread out our little loops here.
Ricky said, well, the rain is here again, once again, blah, blah.
Isn't it awful? We had hail this morning before we left for church this morning. It was hailing. It was pea-sized hail, but it's still hail. And y'all want to hear something? I got up yesterday, vacuumed out my car. This is all before Charlie Brown got home. Well, vacuuming out the car. Fed the mailman his lunch. Then I turned around and Charlie Brown got home and I washed the outside of the car, washed the windows, made sure it was nice and clean. Got up this morning and it's raining and you can't even tell I washed the car. Oh, so mad. Alrighty, so I put that piece of mesh on there to pop this bow up so that way when I put it in here, it will stand up and it won't look like it's sunken down inside that hole.
Congratulations, Ricky.
See?
He said, sitting on my new porch, watching it rain.
Oh,
That is
congratulations.
awesome.
You got it done. That makes me happy. Let me tighten this up. I just want to make sure it's going to be enough to pop that bow up. Alrighty. Now we're going to slide these down into one of them holes.
Somewhere in there.
I see the hole. It's just trying to
Don't poke your hand.
get the wire to go through it. It's like, go in there. Go in there. Go in there. Get in there. There we go. You may need another piece of mesh.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
There's Debbie. Let me guess, y'all just
She
getting
said
your
hello.
notifications. I'm sorry. Facebook is awful. It's being awful today. That's for sure. I don't think I like it in that far. I'm just adjusting the bow before I tighten it down. I don't want it to be smushed in there. I just want it to look like part of the wreath. Does that look okay? Or does it look smushed?
Looks like it fits it.
Okay.
Hey, who am I to say, though?
Well, it's kind of actually talk to our viewers, but anyhow.
Well, I understand, but I figured I'd give my point of view, too.
Thank you for your honest point of view, Charlie Brown.
But if you don't want it, Steve said, is that a wreath or a hat?
It's a wreath. It's on what they call a floral board. It's really thin, and it's for people that want to put a wreath between their door and their screen door, and they don't want it out exposed. They can put it in between the two doors, and it stays flat, and it won't be smushed. But these boards, they call them boards. They are originally like floral boards is what they're called. And they used to attach florals to them. And I always put it back on all my wreaths. So there'll be a back on this. Alrighty.
Shauna said pretty.
Thank you. And I did make a garland that matches this. And I've already delivered the garland. So now I'm going to deliver the wreath tomorrow. And that way it'll be done. All right. I am not going to dovetail any of these. I am going to make them the same height or length. Let me cut them all first so I'm not guessing. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Oh, well, that one's even longer. Wow. That one's even longer. That's all right.
And that one's even longer.
That one's even way longer. Okay. There we go. Trying to be a good girl. So we're going to start with the back. And whenever I don't dovetail them, I just kind of fold the end over. And I just curl them. Or roll them. Not curl them. Roll them. Like so. Because not everything has to be dovetailed. But if you want to dovetail them, go ahead. This is just a new, or not new, a different way of finishing off a wreath. Okay. Are we doing good on time, Charlie Brown?
An hour and 2 minutes and 15
I always go over.
I know. Because you talking all the time.
Yes, you talking all the time and
But I'm not the one
interrupting me.
crafting.
That's all right. Okay. Now that last one, the pink one that's on the front and the top, we're not gonna roll that. Okay. Instead, I'm gonna fold it down. I'm not gonna dovetail it either. All right. Now we can take all of our little curls or rolls. Good Lordy.
Gotta get hold of it first.
I know, right? You see me keep reaching for it? Couldn't get it. We're just going to pull those out. I grab them from the center and pull out.
We can say, ha, 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 ha. Keep on keeping on.
There we go. Oop, not that tight of a curl. Or rolly or whatever. Okay. Some of these are big, huge curls. Some of them not so much. Some of them are smaller. Oop. See how that is?
That one looks a little funny, though.
I know, I'm not done with it. So we can do that with this one, but instead, I'm going to take it. Actually, I'm going to do 2 fingers. I'm going to take 2 fingers, and I'm going to wrap the ribbon around it. Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing you're not missing those fingers.
I know, right? And this gives it a whole new look.
Steve said gorgeous.
Thank you, my sweet friend. And that's kind of like a crinkle look. Yeah. Is it upside down?
I don't know.
No. I had to make sure it wasn't.
I can't make heads or tails.
Whatever. You want to hold it closer so we can see the bow?
Is this the top here?
Yeah. And even from the front, you can still see the florals peeking through. You can see the ribbon peeking through. and you still have the nice, beautiful bow. And from the side, you can see the florals from
The
either
waterproof
side.
botanical.
Waterproof botanicals. And I will put it back on this so you won't see any of the zip ties, and none of the zip ties will scratch their door. But in that crinkled ribbon on top of those curls, isn't that just cute? And it's a new way of doing a bow. And then I just take a there's one. The Chanel. And I'll just use the Chanel and I'll just put it in this little hole back here and make a loop hanger. If you were in our private group, we did go live. And we finished up our ladybug. So we'll be doing a ladybug wreath pretty soon. As well, I shared some stuff in there. I can't share private or public, but anyhow, pretty funny. There we go. So now we have our hanger on. There we go.
There you go.
Alrighty, we will be back again next week on Sunday, and we will be live at 5. I'm going to get all these bugs worked out of this computer.
We're hoping.
Yeah. If not, I'm just going to throw it out and get a new one.
That is new.
I know it is. I think it's with the storm and Facebook always changing everything.
When the
What
power
else?
goes out too, and
Yeah, and the power goes out because of the storms.
trying to get everything straightened out.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you all so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this. And we will be doing another wreath next week. I've got more custom orders I got to get done. Hopefully my supplies come in this week so I can finish the rest of the custom orders up. If not, we're going to do a grapevine. Yeah, we'll do a grapevine.
Okay.
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 That means you have to go through and clean it. Anyhow,
I'll use the lighter.
somebody's on dish duty.
Just burning the leaves off, that's all.
Anyhow, we'll be doing a grapevine next week if I don't get my supplies in. All right. You all have a beautiful and blessed week, and hopefully you'll all come back next week.
Hopefully.
Hopefully Charlie Brown didn't scare you off.
Wasn't me.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Much love to you.